For week 3, and just as a reminder, the reading assignments are chapters 5, 6, and Appendix 6A, and corresponding to the text chapters assigned, the supplemental treatment provided by the Notes to Syllabus document. You don't have to hand in the following assignment, but you are expected to work through the chapters 5 and 6, end of chapter technical questions, and even numbered application questions to ensure a thorough preparation for the examinations that will be administered. As you know, the text provides solutions to the previously identified even-numbered questions, so you can readily check to see that you are on the right track when addressing these questions. As part of the weekly assignment, remember you should select and be prepared to discuss a current business or economic event reported or analyzed by a prominent national publication that reflects a relationship presented by the reading assignment. Based on the readings assigned for this week, we are now shifting our focus to the fundamental microeconomic framework of analysis applied to a for-profit firm's production and cost functions. As a first step, we need to become acquainted with the terminology and meaning commonly used in economics to describe a variety of production and cost relationships. As examples, total product refers to total output produced. Average total product equals total product divided by the number of laborers involved in producing the level of total product achieved. And marginal product equals the incremental change in total product achieved as a consequence of an incremental change in the number of laborers used to achieve this outcome. For the cost function, and as examples, total cost is the sum of the fixed and variable costs required to produce a given quantity of output. Note that fixed cost cannot be avoided regardless of whether the firm does or does not produce output. Example: a firm may not be producing output, but it will still be required to pay the monthly rental cost of the space occupied within a given building. Average fixed cost equals total fixed cost divided by the quantity of output produced. Average variable cost equals total variable costs divided by the quantity of output produced. And marginal cost equals the incremental change in total cost resulting from an incremental change in the quantity of output produced. Since, as the term implies, fixed cost does not change regardless of the level of output produced, marginal cost equals the incremental change in total cost, that is, total fixed cost and total variable cost, resulting from an incremental change in output produced, and in turn, marginal cost equals the incremental change in total variable cost, resulting from an incremental change in output produced. Quite a mouthful. The law of diminishing returns provides a critical insight into a reality associated with the production function. In economics, we identify labor and physical capital as two of the major inputs into the production process. Physical capital is considered to be fixed in the short run. Labor is considered to be variable in the short run. In the short run, with physical capital fixed, we can keep adding workers to the production process, but at some point, the gains in output achieved will fall. Think of it this way. If the law of diminishing returns did not apply, it would be possible to produce the world's entire food supply in a single ordinary household flower pot. With seeds and water considered to be variable inputs, and the flower pot and soil considered to be fixed inputs, we can't keep adding seeds and water into the flower pot and expect our crop to increase in a manner consistent with the increases in seeds and water. As you know, profit is the difference between total revenue and total cost. Total revenue is calculated by multiplying production output sold by the price at which this output is sold. So while production and cost relationships cannot, in and of themselves, fully inform us as to what a profit-maximizing strategy would be, it is safe to conclude that a firm cannot be maximizing profit if, for the level of production output produced, costs are not simultaneously being minimized in relation to this level of output produced. Remember, labor and physical capital are major inputs into the production process, and there are costs associated with each of these production inputs. The graphical framework of analysis presented by the appendix to Chapter 6a is informative in this regard. While the appendix to Chapter 6a treatment appears to be similar to the graphical treatment accorded by the appendix to Chapter 3a, keep in mind that the consumer indifference curves depicted by Chapter 3a are an ordinal measure of satisfaction achieved. That is, we know when we are more or less satisfied by an outcome, but we typically don't assign a numerical value to the extent by which we are more or less satisfied. Measurement on an ordinal basis essentially represents ranking one outcome in relation to another. On the other hand, the tangency point occurring between isoquant and isocost curves presented by Appendix 6a provides a cardinal, that is, numerically identifiable measure of the combination of labor and capital inputs into the production process consistent with the goal of minimizing cost for a given level of production output produced. By the way, when we speak of profit, as it is considered in economics, do we mean the net income figure reported on a for-profit firm's income statement, known as accounting profit? Actually, we don't. We'll be exploring the difference between accounting profit and economic profit and what the associated implications are for a for-profit firm.